inspiring gathering of ideas and innovation. It's time to celebrate the Festival of Lights, and one of the most important moments in this celebration is the lighting of Kuthuvelakku.
With honor, we welcome our inspiring speakers to kindly come forward for the lighting of Kuthuvelakku. We also have our KRM Natyali dancers to grace this event. From closed kitchens
To the restaurant owners,
from the least educated
to the best educators of the
from
world,
handcuffed women,
to the voice raisers of the present,
women are molded out of clay and are forced to do something without nothing.
they have been pushed in twists and turns of life, but after all, women do shine out bright like the earthen lamp. This is Maria Shalini.
And this is Fiza. Feel proud to be the host of today's event.
Together, we are going to guide you through a remarkable journey.
The theme for today's TEDx event is Women Empowerment.
Empowering and inspiring gathering dedicated to celebrate the strength, resilience and accomplishment of women.
Today, we come together to amplify the voice of women, recognize their achievements and foster a future of equality. On behalf of KRM TEDx Women, we extend our warmest greetings and welcome to our CEO Sir, parents, guests, visitors and speakers to this highly remarkable, anticipated TEDx Women.
As you enter this inspiring space, prepare to immerse yourself in a thought-provoking atmosphere filled with cutting-edge ideas, compelling stories and innovative solutions.
TEDx is a locally organized, independent event that brings people together whose ideas are worth sharing. They speak on various topics such as technology, culture, arts, science, and more.
TEDx events are licensed by TED, but they are independently organized. They provide a platform for the individuals to share their ideas, experiences, and perspective with a global audience.
Now let's sit back and watch an interactive TEDx video.
From Kenya to Colombia, from Iraq to Korea, slums, in schools, in prisons, and in theatres. Every day, people gather at TEDx events around the world to hear the best ideas bubbling up in their communities. Today, you are part of a global conversation about our shared future. So what is this TEDx? TEDx is an initiative of the TED Conference, a non-profit devoted to ideas worth spreading. We grant free licenses to allow TED-like events to spread globally. This event today is based on the TED Conference format and ideals, but is independently organized by your local community. So please make sure to thank the team of volunteers who worked so hard on today's event. It's their ideas, dedication, and time that made it all possible. It's they who booked all the speakers, and the views you'll hear today are, of course, those of those speakers, not necessarily of TEDx. But we hope their talks spark an exciting conversation among you. This is a day for curiosity and for skepticism, for openness and for critical thinking, for inspiration and for action. The more you enter into it, the more you'll take out. And now, on with the show.
It's time to welcome our C-list speaker of the day, Ms. Santana Lakshmi. She is a passionate biology faculty who stays motivated and also motivates her students in all possible ways. She believes in pushing her boundaries to explore the potentials.
Is emotion entanglement a barrier for women empowerment? A girl creates boundaries for herself and rarely spends time for her interest and ideas. We gladly invite Mrs. Santana Lakshmi to create an awareness on her emotional balance. We welcome you, ma'am.
Today is a new day with new thoughts and new ideas. Yes, it is me on the roller coaster. I had a most surprising day. The excitement on the roller coaster made my heart bouncing. Initially, once we got into the ride, we all felt positive and happy. Once journey on the ride started, we were all thrilled as if we are traveling to the sky. There was a little jerk, made us all shout out of denial and fear. On sight of the final line gave us little hope. When we got on the ride, we all felt relaxed and laughed louder. All these amusing rides are made on the formula of adrenaline rush. Adrenaline is a hormone secreted to nullify our emotions and to control our negative emotions. These amusing rides made me feel all kinds of emotions in 2 minutes that I would experience throughout my life. Few of my friends never take up all these amusing rides, but they like watching thriller movies. How many of us like watching thriller movies all alone in darkness? Yes, to get the excitement of the fearfulness. We are all sitting with our friends. Can you make your friend happy? By few appreciation words? Wow, wonderful, great. Or by some of the signalings like thumbs up, little hearts can make them feel happy. Emotions can be created, altered and transmitted. This is me, Santana Lakshmi, faculty, KRM Public School, Chennai, India. Yesterday we had a hectic day. We were overwhelmed with all the tasks of the day. My friend and myself went to cafeteria and ordered for one serotonin and a dopamine. Shop seller was shrewd enough to get us a cup of ice cream and a cup of coffee. Whenever we consume ice cream, we feel fresh. It gives soothing effect not only because it is chill, but it helps in the secretion of serotonin. My friend had coffee. Caffeine helps in the secretion of dopamine. Dopamine keeps our energy levels elevated. But at the same time, accumulation of dopamine can make us feel anxious. Once the emotions alter, we should let it flow. Biological system of a woman is amazing. It naturally supports her to experience more of positive emotions. She becomes more loving and compassionate once she gives birth to a child. The secretion of oxytocin is more at the time of child's birth. She becomes more loving and compassionate mother. Is it good for the infants to cry? Yes, it is good. It enhances the process of breathing, it relieves pain, and also helps in the secretion of little oxytocin. It holds good for the adults too. Yes, girls, it is still to cry out our stress. A girl being highly sensitive creates a comfort zone around her. In all good names, she is called good girl, selfless, caretaker of a family, multitasking, pleasing personality. All these names form silk thread around her. She mimics silkworm. Silkworms are the poor creatures reared for the purpose of silk thread alone. They never get out for living. These silkworms want to come out of their comfort zone. Rarely, they are sweets to be celebrated. A survey conducted among 200 women said that they could experience at least 4 symptoms out of 6 given here. They said that they are happy to be the silkworm. Few of them said they want to creep out of the comfort zone. These 20% of the silkworms who want to be there as a homemaker and not coming out of their comfort zone may regret after a few years. The sense of regret can create headache, sleeplessness, and body pain. 10% of them who wanted to creep out of their comfort zone. Creeping out of the comfort zone is not so easy. It was my turn to choose to be the homemaker or to follow my passion as my career. I chose my passion as my career. It was not so easy and I felt too hard to get along. There was nobody to support me and nobody to oppose me. I was trying to balance both my work and also home. I was not able to balance without anybody's support. This has created a sense of guilt in me. The sense of guilt for the prolonged period can cause digestive disorders. How many of you mimic Angel of Justice? Almost all working women, isn't it? Eventually, I have started creating my own formula, that is 3D formula. 3 Ds. First D is destination, second D is duration, third D is drive. Destination is the goal I fix for myself. Duration, I give time for myself to achieve my goal. Drive is at what speed I go to achieve my goal. There are 3 arrow marks, which is straight. My goal without any hurdle. I could move faster to achieve my goal. There is a balanced arrow where there is a little hurdle on my path, which makes me move carefully to achieve my goal. There is another twisted arrow. There are more hurdles through which I should go carefully, slowly to achieve my goal. Believe me, this formula of 3D keeps me rarely stressed. I stay positive. Whenever we expose ourselves to the sunlight and do little physical activity, we feel happy because it helps in the secretion of serotonin. My friend roll up and shout up mimics Spider Woman. Last week, once I was getting down the stairs, I heard some noise. I was shocked to see my friend Rola was rolling down. I just supported her and I asked her, "What happened, Rola?" She told that my husband took my son already. I was just wondering what she wanted to tell me. After a few seconds, she came with her husband, who was limping. She said she went to wave her hand to the son who was going to the school. By mistake, she stamped her husband's feet. My mind was, by mistake, or she did it purposefully. Topic to gossip. One such friend I got out of gossiping is Shauta. Shauta is a nice girl. She is always being there in the kitchen and she'll be shouting at the kids in the kids' room, and she is emotionally connected with her parents. This Shauta and Rola undergo more of emotional trauma in the name of love and care. They both believe that they are the only person to do all the work perfectly on time, and they are the only person to shower love upon others. These people may undergo ulcers, hypertension, in some of the cases cardiovascular diseases. These spider women are like salt. Their absence would be felt. Here comes another form of me. Like princess, I walk around as if everything is being taken care of. But stress levels in me are higher. I cannot say to others, at the same time, I cannot take anybody's idea. The stress levels increases can cause anxiety. Have you ever come across such princess? If you come across such princess, please get her a dark chocolates. Dark chocolates can reduce anxiety. Every thought creates emotion. Emotions are the kinds of the energy. Energies has vibration and frequency. Guilt, grief, fear, anger, shame are negative emotions with low frequency vibrations. Joy, peace, willingness, acceptance are positive emotions with high frequency vibrations. In 1992, Bruce Tanio of Tanio Technology has created first human frequency monitor. They were able to record the normal person's frequency to be between 62 to 68 Hertz. It went up to 72 Hertz. If the frequency goes down, a person may fall sick. If it goes below 58 Hertz, we may fall sick like fever and cold. Have you ever noticed children falling sick once they miss their parents? It is because of the negative emotions like loneliness and sadness. Researchers have mapped the bodily changes because of the emotions. Let us check ourselves. Check our shoulders. Is it little elevated? Then you might be stressed. Drooping down of the shoulder is also not a positive signal. If your shoulders are normal, then you are relaxed. Let's try this out. Look straight. Keep your jaws as close as possible. Then breathe out. This is the emotion of anger. When you are angry, the muscles of the cheek, neck and upper part of the body becomes stiffened. It can create muscle pain and muscle fatigue. Last one to try. Keep your palms facing upwards. Keep it onto your cheeks. Breathe in. You will automatically smile. And there is no stress in the region of cheek, neck or any part of the body. That is the power of positive emotions. Women are emotionally weak. Is it so? No. Women are emotionally sensitive. By being sensibly sensitive, she can bring her potentials to the higher level. Society may make us feel small by their looks. We should give them back by our actions. Believe in yourself. Do whatever you want. Do not bother about your others. Said by Lieutenant Rekha Singh. She has joined Indian Army recently in 2023 after the supreme sacrifice of her husband in the war 2020 at Ladakh. She has gone training in the Chennai Office Training Academy and she has posted herself under the same command at Ladakh under which her husband spent his final days. She demonstrates high levels of courage and confidence. If love and compassion are the positive emotions, what this confidence and courage are? Follow your dreams, said by Gunjan Saxena, helicopter pilot, Indian Air Force. She is the only female helicopter pilot to fly on the war zones of Kargil. She has evacuated around 900 casualties and she was given the charge to map the positions of the enemies. She demonstrates high levels of bravery. Gunjan Saxena and Rekha Singh mimics lioness. At the age of 50, Falguni Nair quit her job and she has started online retail beauty shop, Nykaa. She is known for her decision-making capacities and risk-taking capabilities. She is called self-made billionaire. Women always talk. They want to know about others. They socialize. If courage and confidence are the positive emotions, what this socialization and decision-making capabilities are? They are leadership skills. It is inevitable for a woman to get negative comments once she strives to become the leader. If she breaks emotionally, she would fail. It's time to check ourselves. Are we organized like honeybees, or brave like lioness, or we are silkworms tangling ourselves into the silk thread? What we are. Be a volcano, don't be the mountain, said by Koopmeier. Volcanoes are always active and alive. Let us keep our sensitivity stronger. Smile with our eyes. Glow from within. Live for the moment. Let us make bravery as a prime trait of a woman. Thank you.
To strike a perfect balance, allowing us to explore the subject with thoughtfulness.
Fiza, do you remember the love hormone that was mentioned in the talk?
Yes, Maria, it is oxytocin.
Oh, now we shall ask few questions to our audience regarding the talk.
Yes. What are the 3 Ds mentioned in our formula? What are the 3 Ds mentioned in our formula?
Destiny, duration, drive.
Exactly, sir. What does that mean if your shoulders are elevated? Stress. Yes. Exactly. Can you give them a big round of applause?
Now it's time for a yoga performance.
Our talented yogis have been practicing diligently to present their mesmerizing display on flexibility, balance, and inner peace. So without further ado, let's begin the journey into serenity and wellness.
प्रणवालय पाहि परिपालय परमेशि कमलालय श्रीदेवी कुरिपिंचवे करुणाम्बुरासि धीम्तारा धीम्तारा चतुरतो आलोचने निरंतर निकुलिवाणी वाणी नारो आवेदने दुआ दहिंचेला निवेदन वाणी देहमुने कोवलगा
As we have come to the end of this invigorating performance, let's take a moment to appreciate the tranquility and serenity we have found within ourselves.
Exactly. These new founds shall continue as we accompany this journey. We extend a hearty welcome to our passionate speaker, Miss China. She's an empowered woman who has crossed hurdles and proved that nothing can stop a determined mind.
She is an educator who is interested in empowering minds of young girls and women. She strongly believes in empowering the women and girls as they possess high talents and skills. We welcome you, ma'am.
What comes to your mind when you look at this image? If I'm not wrong, maybe a maze or a puzzle? But for me, it is analogy for life. Would you like to know? Let me share you the story of a little girl. During her childhood days, her father often used to take her to his shop when girls in her family circle were restricted. She used to wonder why. On the other hand, her mother used to restrict her for everything. She wasn't allowed to go to the terrace after 6 o'clock in the evening. She was much passionate about learning Hindi. She joined Hindi class and was performing well. Just because of the reason she reached home by 6 o'clock in the evening, her mother stopped her Hindi class. Imagine being brought up in an Orthodox family, how would she have grown up to? She grew up to be a shy, timid and introvert person. She completed her senior secondary and wanted to pursue her graduation. Do you think her mother would have allowed her? Certainly not. She kept a full stop for her studies, stating these reasons. Why education for girls when you are going to spend most of the time in the kitchen? If you are qualified, we have to seek an alliance who is much more qualified than you. If so, then they will demand huge dowry. Also, there is some educated girls won't respect elders. She wasn't convinced and wanted to pursue her graduation at least through distance education. Knowing this, her mother screamed at her, "Why don't you understand? Your father cannot spend on your marriage and your education. Also, think of your sister who has to get married after you." Even today, in many homes, girls come across various challenges. Lack of freedom of speech, lack of freedom of education, gender discrimination, sexual abuse, sexual harassment, restrictions in clothing, restrictions in traveling, lack of freedom in choosing their career path, lack of freedom even in choosing their life partner too. Despite advancement in our world, the denial of education for girls still remains a pressing issue in too many communities worldwide. These deprivations not only robs these girls their most basic human rights, but also impairs social and economic progress. Suppressing her dreams, she further proceeded in her life. Her father started seeking alliance for her. Her marriage was fixed. Unlike all young girls, she started dreaming about her marriage, for she hasn't seen the groom. She started receiving inputs regarding do's and don'ts after marriage, on which she could publish a book. Her mother told her, "Listen, even during midnight, if your mother-in-law wakes you up and says, 'Look, there is a white crow flying in the sky,' what should you say? You should say, 'Yes, I could see another crow flying along with it.'" That's how she was trained. This instilled a sense of fear in her mind. Fear became her greatest weakness. Along with this fear, she cherished the happiest moment of her life. It was her wedding. She got married. Marital life is not just a proposal. It is an ongoing journey built upon trust, loyalty and commitment. Seeking the blessings of elders and Almighty, that started a new journey of her life. Her marital life went smoothly. She gave birth to a son. Motherhood gave her immense joy. She felt her happy married life frame is complete. Slowly, the true color of the man was revealed. He was a man disguised as a prince. He left her all alone in the dark labyrinth of life. She had conflicts in herself. Why me? What was my mistake? I trusted a person whom I got married. Was that my mistake? Why is a woman always blamed when things goes wrong in her life? Was it the mistake of my in-laws knowing the fact got their spoiled son married to an innocent girl? Whom should be blamed? Is marriage a research station where you can use bride or groom as test materials? Don't spoil the life of innocent if you know they are unfit for marriage. She heard voices demanding to repay the debt. She heard voices laughing at her failed married life. She heard voices saying she will end her life. She screamed, she cried. No hope, no scope, dejections all around. She heard a voice. Mama, Mama, stay calm. Relax. Don't worry. Don't cry. We are going to have a wonderful life. Life is very beautiful. My brother is with you. Just a few months, Mama. I'll join you both. You, me, and my brother will have a blissful life. The voice from her home was a ray of hope in the dark labyrinth of life. The voice enlightened her mind. The voice empowered her. Taking accountability of her life, she decided to start a new journey of her life where she will be the master of her own destiny. She opened a new chapter of her life, reminding herself of the quote, "You are responsible for you." Wait, the movie is not yet over. In the movie of her life, the climax came before the interval. Like the descent of the labyrinth, which shows the end point or the beginning point in her life. There were many doors which she has to cross to reach the way out. The first door showed her forgiveness. She took revenge on him by forgiving him. Forgiveness is an act of courage. Not all mistakes can be forgiven. It's a choice. When you forgive others, you are relieved of your past and you can focus on your growth. The next door showed her self-acceptance. She cannot change what has already happened in her life. Only she can gain control over her actions and reactions. This coping up mechanism helped her to maintain inner calm and peace. The next door gave her a painful joy. Struggling between life and death, she delivered her baby. Major Aluwalia says, every person has summit within themselves. One has to climb it to achieve fuller knowledge of oneself. Carrying a baby on her shoulder and the other one holding her hand, she prepared her mind to face the upcoming challenges in her life. She focused on education. To fight the odds, education is the most powerful weapon. She fought against the injustice done to her, but she was forced to withdraw. The liberty of a woman in seeking justice is suppressed and unheard. Social dynamics had made women a decision adherer rather than a decision maker to some extent. People in and around her were very curious to know what's happening in her life. They used to peep through the windows when they see men stepping into her home. She never explained to them that they are her brothers or father. Instead, she opened the door and welcomed them. The attitude of a woman shows how strong she is. For them, it is a story to gossip about, but for her, it is her life. The next door, manage your financial problems. She thought for a while and determined to be economically independent, regardless of the fact no women in her family had ever worked out of home. Breaking that stereotype, she started earning income for her family. Then the next door, she focused on skill development. She started earning income through multiple ways, which in turn helped her to balance her financial problems. Amidst the storm of lightning and thunder, she tried to flourish like a butterfly, but the society raised questions regarding her clothing, going in, and self-grooming. She failed to balance her emotions. Whenever she got negative thoughts, she used to get rid of the place. She spent happy good times with her family and friends. She made her sons to accept the fact that there is no person called father in their life, only mother. As a single woman, she faced lot of stressful moments. Why always a woman takes up the responsibilities? If you see the role of a woman, every woman has traditionally defined roles and socially directed job descriptions for her. How long are we going to practice this gender roles? Unless we shatter this, we cannot bring a change in the society. Our mind is corrupted to some extent with this ideology. It is high time to stop this epidemic from being spread to next generation. This change can be initiated from home in every end minds, giving the roles and responsibilities equally without any gender bias. Every leap step of yours matters. It can bring change in someone's life. Our government of India has passed an order for maintenance of wives and children under section 125 of Code of Criminal Procedure to offer maintenance for widow, single women, distressed or deserted women and children if a man refuses or neglects to maintain her financially. Her sons too raised questions. Where is her father? Why isn't he with us? She had no answer, but they showed her the mirror. She felt happy about it and grateful to God for the greatest treasure of her life. Listen, the people who stand behind you during your hard times are the blessings in your life. Value them. There were many circumstances where she thought she failed, but in the eyes and mind of her sons, she stood as a super mom. She never missed to spend quality time with them, for she strongly believed what we instill in the young minds at the young age, they become that. She involved them in all household activities so that they learn to respect girls and women. She discussed with them age-appropriate problems and accepted their solutions to make them feel their opinion matters, for she wanted them to become good problem solver and decision maker in their life. While planning budget for her family, they actively participated by sharing their guidance as financial advisors. During her financial crunch, they surprised her by sharing their piggy bank. They were happy when it was filled and elated even when it was empty. The greatest lesson of life, share responsibilities and show empathy, they learned through their upbringing. William Shakespeare once said, "I cried when I had no shoes, but I stopped crying when I saw a man without legs." Life is a blessing. Value it. She made them understand this by providing aid to the poor and needy children through them. The next door, she had self-doubt regarding the major decisions taken in her life, whether it is her son's college admission or any emergency situations, for which she started to listen to failure stories, for those are the best lessons of life. In this juggling responsibilities, she failed to take care of her health. She then realized how important is self-care. Do you think she would have stopped her journey? No ways. The men in her life, her father, sons, and her children, just uttered 3 words. Yes, you can. She bounced back. As an educator, she started her journey. That was a turning point in her life. Not only at school, her home also used to be filled with students. During her absence, her sons took up the responsibilities. She prepared her students not only for academics but also for life with values. Amidst the students, she learned the struggle and difficulties that the children of single parent undergo. Children are pure. Children are innocent. They cannot understand parental separation. They cannot handle pressure. They come across psychological issues, poor academic performance, behavioral issues, stress, anxiety, trauma. Their world is too small. They were asked to bring parents, especially during parents-teachers meet. Where will they go? They have no answer. Even her son faced a difficult situation during his college admission. His documents got rejected. Do you know why? Just because of the reason, in his application, in the father's space, it was blank. Parental details were incomplete. He raised a question. Was it my mistake, Mama? Why am I questioned? She had no answer. The next day, he went to the college and during his turn, he replied to them, I am son of Shahina. In the application form, along with single, married, single parent also can be included so that these children can avoid unnecessary questions, which in turn hurts their self-esteem. Fixed Family Court report says many school shooters are children of single parent. United Nations Development Program report says parental separation adversely affects children. It leads to teenage pregnancies, substance abuses, increase in mental and emotional health risks. These negative consequences on children can lead some of single parent to think there is something they can do to have a happy family. Not all children growing in single parent family shows negative consequences. Just like not overweight people will have heart attack. Sage Journal's report says children growing in single parent family shows positive effect. They are more problem solver, decision maker, they share stronger bonds, they learn to accept failures and disappointments, they show empathy. J.K. Rowling, Barack Obama, Bill Clinton are few of successful children of single parent. They achieved success through their hard work and determination. The voice which rose against her started embracing her. Women in and around her approached her seeking her guidance. With the help of her support, many of them started earning income for their family. Even women in her family are professionals today. Just a leap step of her mentorship can bring a change in and around her. Imagine if this mentorship program is carried by every woman across the society, what a drastic change we can bring in our nation, for women are the strongest power of the nation. Being a woman is not a simple task. Neatly dressed, humbly behaved, soft-spoken, zero dreams. Being a single mother or single woman without legal separations lead to speculations, questions. Is the society to be blamed or the parents to be questioned? The religion, the culture, the cultural practices, the education of general public who raised questions. The next time when you come across single parent, are you going to raise question or raise support? Her sons completed their graduation, are engineering professionals today working in IT sector, made her feel proud of her upbringing by becoming the good citizen of the nation. Her students awarded her Best Teacher Award, making her feel proud as an educator. The hands which she was holding once is holding her hands today. She finally found her way out of the labyrinth along with her sons, turning her adversity into opportunity. What about you? Gratitude to him who left her all alone in the dark labyrinth of life. Gratitude to all those sarcastic comments. Gratitude to all those who discouraged her, for she finally discovered her potential and ability. The little girl is none other than me, Shahina, signing off with the title of the Labyrinth of Life.
to celebrate your achievements as a single parent. You are a supermom!
You have reached great heights, stayed positive, and you have done
An incredible job! Let's watch a video on history of TEDx in KRM.
Of KRM Public School and a former TEDx speaker. I participated in TEDx in the 5th edition and I spoke on the topic unanswered questions. That is, briefing about the impact and consequences of parental separation on children because I myself experienced it. There are many things, greater things about being a TEDx speaker. And one of the greatest things is that wherever you go, you get recognized as an international speaker. And that's one thing I'm really proud of till now. The amount of preparations we do, the amount of corrections our teachers do, the amount of emotional support we give other speakers is something phenomenal, and I believe that every person should experience it. When I stood in the international platform, I recognized the openness of the audience, the curiosity of them. That's when I realized that these platforms foster genuine ideas worth sharing throughout the world, and it could also create a rippling effect of change beyond the stage. So, overall, I feel being a TEDx speaker is like a milestone that I achieved, and I believe that every person should, attain this greatest opportunity. Thank you to my school for giving me this opportunity. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Yani from grade 11. I spoke in the 4th edition of TEDx Youth at KRM Public School under the title Reflect to Perfect, where I shared my idea like how exploration plays a vital role in creating our own identity and ambition. And not only that, I also shared my method of 3 C's: grab chances, take up challenges, and accept the changes. And yes, sir, in my life, TEDx is not only just an event, it is actually a journey where I learned a lot of new things, and I worked out not only as a TEDx speaker, but it helped me in creating a new personality in me. Before speaking in TEDx, it was very difficult for me in creating speech for 1 minute or 2 minutes. But after, when I spoke in TEDx, it was, a piece of cake for me in creating speeches for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or more than that.
In the year 2021, I gave my TED talk at KRM Public School on the topic Proverbs to Re-Energize. This was a 6-month-long journey. Same emotions carried on. One day I was joyful because it was appreciated, and the other day I had to make a lot of corrections in my script. There were days when ups and downs came, but at the end I gave my TED talk, which was one of the most important events of my life. Because life has different types of goals, so the same way I had different goals, but all the goals were long-term goals. So none of them became true so soon. But TEDx was one of the short goal, so within a year it got fulfilled. I'd like to thank Principal Sir and Gregory Ma'am for making this dream come true. TEDx is one of an important platform for sharing our ideas apart from language. So I got cultivated to various different accents of many different speakers and my co-speakers and my mentors were a very big help for me. So this is one of the most important part of my life where I had a chance to share my ideas with everyone. This is something that I would like to cherish forever in my life. I thank the school for giving us this wonderful opportunity. I would also like to thank my parents, the co-speakers, our dear teachers, and my dear mentors who made this journey a wonderful one. And I thank everyone. Also wish endeavors to you all. Thank you.
Hello everyone, myself Chitra Balanasharan, grader from KRM Public School, Chennai, India. To begin with, our brain is something very special, unique. It processes thousands of thoughts every day. And some of these thoughts occupy our mind for a very long time. A part of these type of thoughts can sooner or later be transformed into a very
Let's energize ourselves by playing an interesting game. We request 10 members to volunteer themselves. We'll have an interesting game, communication game. There is nothing to speak. Please come on, audience. Yes. So you have to stand in one arm distance. Like here, you can like this now. Like this one after other. Yes. Like this, like this. Yes. So the game is Maria will do some instructions. She will give some actions. She will do some actions. The one who is standing at the last, she will show to them, and it has to be passed on. Yes. Are we done? Yes. So the first person. Don't have speed. Who will be the last person? Okay. Done. Yes. Yes. You can show to the audience also. Yes, so that even they will know. Yes, ma'am.
Same action you should show to this person.
Yes. No, only once. And the last person has to go and show to the first person who did. She will check whether it is correct. That's okay, ma'am. You can give a try. What was the exact action? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yes, can we give them a big round of applause? Thank you.
Can some other audience come forward? Volunteer yourself for this communication game. It will be interesting. Please come forward. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, other audience, please come forward. Even the speakers can also come. The speakers also come. If you want, you can come other round also, ma'am. Not this round. Journey. Yes, Santan Lakshmi.
Have Mrs. Santan Lakshmi to speak about her journey.
Happy morning to one and all. We have been practicing for a month for giving speech in the TEDx. Every day we get different comments. Once we make the script, we bring it and we will just do auditions. And all the audience will give some input. We will make every change and we are ready to give the talk to sir. Then once sir comes, he will listen and he will say some changes everywhere to just mold our talk. Then we will make all those changes. Next day once we come, we feel that yes, we are ready. Once then again the same thing happens. But again the rewind happens. Again some changes, again we are molded. Then finally the mold came, then we were just put in the hot to just stay as such. As the clay is created as a pot and we have to heat it up to be in the same shape. More of efforts are being taken by our curators so that we were able to give such talk today. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. It's time to welcome our esteemed speaker, Dr. Saranya T. J. Kumar, for a talk about her personal growth and journey.
She is one of the first doctorates in educational psychology.
She is the chief mentor, the Polar Research, independent expert in Ministry of Women and Child Development, Government of India.
She is a brand ambassador for International Student Exchange Program.
She is a motivational speaker at schools, colleges and public events.
We welcome you, ma'am.
Very good morning to all of you. Such an honor to be on TEDx today at KRM. Well, I'm here to talk about humiliation to humility, something that I rarely talk on stage. This is my 1,700 plus stage, but every single stage I've talked about psychology, about education, about parenting, but never about my cleft lip journey and the humiliation I faced as a child. I just chose not to talk about it, but I think it's high time I talk somewhere about it because now I feel better talking about it. I was born a cleft lip child. I don't know how many of you are aware of cleft lip and cleft palate. That's a condition, a birth condition for some children. It's genetic maybe, but none of them in my family that I know was born with this problem, but maybe my grandparents and their parents, maybe, I don't know. But yes, I was born with a cleft lip, not a cleft palate, which means nose flat, lips okay, but main lip split like this to two. So basically, as a child, I was not able to close my mouth completely. One tooth will any day be shown outside because I was born with unilateral monoform cleft lip. Back then, my parents, who were not so educated, did not even know what that condition was. So when I was born at Isabel Hospital in 1987, many of my relatives accused my mother that it's because of her that I was born like this, because there are a lot of myths attached to cleft lip conditions. People say when a pregnant mother cuts her finger during eclipse, a child is born like this. There were a lot of my relatives who said there is some black magic, some witchcraft, and that is why your daughter is born like this and she will bring bad luck to the house, so you kill her. She cannot live like this. It's very difficult to get her married. It's very difficult for her to take her life forward. But I should first thank my parents. They chose to keep me alive. They said, no, whatever condition, she will live like this, it's okay. But now there are a lot of surgeries for correction. Back then, those surgeries were still there, but very, very expensive. Very expensive. For my parents, to afford the C-section surgery at Isabel Hospital, which was 5,000 rupees back then, was itself a big thing. My father had to go and, borrow some money from one of his friends to pay the hospital bills. So that's how my family was. We lived in poverty back then because my father didn't have a permanent job and my mom was not working, and we lived in a very small rented house, rent not paid for a long time. So things like that. So affording a surgery was something out of the way that we could not do. My family, my parents could not do. So I lived with that condition for a long time in life, and I didn't find anything very difficult until I went to school. Because at home, nobody will talk about it. The owners of my house would not talk about it. So I did not have a problem about it. But the moment I stepped into school, I was looking very, very different from all my other friends. And the minute I entered school, the first day I still remember the teacher said, "Darling, did you fall down? Did you hurt your face? Did you fall down?" I've heard this, "Did you fall down?" forever and ever in my life, even until last week. I am so used to it now, but back then it really, really hurt me because every single day, imagine, someone or the other, my rickshaw man, my neighbor, my bus driver, my school ayah, somebody coming and asking me, "Virindati Amma, did you fall down? Why did you hurt yourself? Are you okay? Did you go to the doctor?" And every time I'd say, "No, I was born with this. I was born with this." And then I think over a period you start to learn to live with it, no? So it didn't matter much. But as and when you grow, there are a few bullies in school. You understand? Now there is bullying. Back then there was more bullying. Yeah, and I was a very, very small, dark, short, puny little girl with a cleft lip. And every time I entered class, my friends used to call me Black Rabbit. Because rabbit is hair, hair lip, they say cleft lip. So they call me Black Rabbit. Every time the teacher talked about rabbit or cat, they would all look at me. It really, really hurt me back then, but I still kept continuing. I was not doing very well in education because all this was troubling me. I was not able to be too successful in my academics also. And then I reached class 5. That's when I had a lovely, lovely English teacher who changed my life. My parents were not educated. I did not go to tuition classes. I did not have that exposure. I could not speak English at all. All that I knew was Tamil because they speak Tamil at home. I lived in a small slum in Chennai and my neighbors also don't speak English at all. In case I tried to speak a little bit English, what would they say? "Hey Peter, why are you trying to speak in English? Tamil, please." That's what they used to say. So I was not exposed to much English. I had problems with the language. So the teacher stepped forward to help me, and then she understood that there was something else that was troubling me. So one fine evening, what that teacher told me, I really would like to ask all of you here. Can all of you here close your eyes? Close your eyes. Can you give me a bottle of water, darling? Close your eyes. Yes. Now, who is your best friend? Think of your best friend. Excuse me. Best friend? Yes? Now open your eyes. All of you tell me, why is that person your best friend? One of you tell me, who is your best friend and why? Yes, Vasanta ma'am, tell me. Who is your best friend?
My best friend is Smita.
Okay, why?
Because whatever I feel, I can share with her.
Whatever you feel like, you can share
And
with her.
I'm not being judged.
You're not being judged by a friend. Good. You? Yes, you tell me. Who is your best friend? Yes.
I feel my best friend is Rupa, because she helps me whenever I was in a struggle, and if I feel something to share with her, I will be sharing without any hesitation, and she'll be giving a very good remedy for it.
For that problem. Yes? Perfect. Any one of you sitting here tell me, did you make a best friend in life for looks? Because they look nice. Because their appearance is nice. That is the same thing the teacher taught me. Friends don't come for looks. However you can look dark, you can look thin, you can be short, you can be tall, you can have some physically disabled problem in your body, you can be born with a cleft lip, doesn't matter. Friendship is beyond that. So she said, make friends, genuine friends who look at you beyond your problem and be good company to you. That really changed my life. That little piece of advice, look, you will get good friends in life. And that's when I learned to start making good friends who make me feel comfortable about myself and how I look. So that way I got a few friends, but they were not very good in academics, but still they are my friends. Yeah, I started studying well because I started to teach them. I was very good in mathematics and science, but my problem was always English and history because it's related to learning in English and writing. This was my problem. Yeah, but mathematics and science, I was very good at it, and I invited friends home. I used to teach them. I used to be like this little teacher in class. And then when I started giving back to them, can I go? Yes? So when I started giving back to my friends, I started to feel much better than how I felt in all these years. Somewhere I have some importance somewhere. There were friends who were waiting for me to come to school because I would teach them. There were friends who were waiting for me to call because they were dependent on me on learning. And that definitely made me feel better. That's when I realized, when I placed my needs behind my friends' needs, I felt better, which simply means place others' needs before yours. And that is when humility entered my life slowly. From what all I faced through humiliations, I was able to get rid of all of that with the little humility that I started developing when I was only 10 years old. And then, when I was in college, I used to be one of the toppers, but I still lived with that condition for some time. Going back to my 15 years, it was about, I think, annual day in school. I was asked not to be part of the dance because I had this condition and I could not stand in the first row. I was short. I had to stand in the first row, but if I stand in the first row, I don't look nice. So my dance teacher said, sorry darling, you can go and do something else you cannot do dance. I really broke down. I went back home. I said, I can't do this anymore, Amma, because I like to be on the stage. The stage is where my heart is. Even today, I'm like that. Stage makes me happy. Yeah, mic makes me happy. This crowd makes me happy. I was the same when I was a little girl also. But then when a teacher says you cannot do this because you won't look nice on the stage because we need makeup and costume and all, you won't fit into that first row. We can't put you in the back because you're short. I came home, I cried and cried and cried. Then also we could not afford a surgery. Yeah, but my father said, okay, I have a friend. Let us go and meet this doctor. So we went and met Dr. Balaji, maxillofacial surgeon, one of the best in the city. My father's customer. My father was still a travel agent. He used to purchase flight tickets from my father. So we went and met Dr. Balaji and he said, yeah, okay, we can do a surgery and the cost would be around close to 2.5 lakhs. Nowhere close to our budget or what, the way we were living. So, and then for some reason he knew how we were. And then he said, no, but Sharanya is a sweet girl. I think I will do the surgery free of cost for her. Just pay the surgery, the operation theatre fees, which was almost close to 15,000 rupees. So my mother paid the surgery. My father was very, very against the surgery. He said, no, you're born like this. You can't live like this. But for some reason, I was not able to make that impression with people. Yes, I made friends. I felt comfortable. But for some reason, I was not able to perform because somewhere I was lagging. And I said, no, I want this surgery, please. And then there was a major surgery done when I was 15 years old. After the surgery, to recover, because it's a face surgery, it's a surgery on the face, they had to remove some flesh from inside the mouth and place it on the lip, and your face and lips would be swollen for at least 4 months after that. You won't be able to eat properly. Anything you can have with a straw. You won't be able to open your mouth, close your mouth, chew the food. All that is not possible. The 4 months, every Tom, Dick and Harry around me gave me advices. They said, this is a wrong decision. You should not have done this. You should have learned to live with that. The person who's coming to collect my father's laundry clothes also is giving me advice. My watchman is advising me. My apartment uncles and aunties and everybody is advising me. They said, wrong decision, you should not have gone through the surgery. Now your face looks swollen, it looks very ugly. It was very, very difficult. But I thought, no, this will be okay in some time, because the doctor kept telling me in 6 months it will subside. Your face will become normal, it will subside. But after 6 months also, the lip was okay, but the discoloration was always there. My lips have different colors. From bottom lip, different color, upper lip, different color, on the sides, different color because of the surgery. But back then, there were no matte lipsticks. So I had to learn to live with that only. And then when I was in college, the cleft, which means the cut was not there, but the discoloration was there. And people found it very, very, very different. There were a lot of friends there also who bullied me, who made fun of me. But I was always a performing person. There were people who came to me for learning the subjects properly. And then when I went for interview, you imagine how I would think, because I was rejected everywhere because of my cleft lip condition. The last thing I want in life is not getting a job because of this condition. Although I was a topper, I was a university rank holder, etc., etc., will I get a job was a big question mark. And the moment I entered, there was one gentleman from Tata Consultancy Services HR team who interviewed me. He said, Sharanya, you have a cleft lip, isn't it? But it's very, very, it's very interesting and it looks very attractive. Have anybody told you that? Oh my God, that man made my day. I said, sir, really? I was so excited. He said, yeah, it is very attractive. Attractive, have anybody told you that? I said, no, but thank you for the compliment. And then he said, but let's talk about the technical things and let's talk about what you can do in life. And I got that job also. I was very, very happy when I got that job. Not just me, the other 3 girls whom I trained in engineering, they did not learn much from college, from my staff. All that they learned is from me. They also got a placement, a job in that same company. And that gave me more happiness And then their parents also came and told me, it's very nice that you helped them, Sharanya. And then I realized people stopped talking about my appearance and people started talking more about how I gave back, how I performed. So if you want people to stop shaming you, start to perform. That's the only thing you have to do. When you learn to perform, when you learn to forgive or forget, and when you start to live with humility, no amount of shaming can affect you. You can look the way you want. The world will for sure accept you. And then I became a brand ambassador of Smile Train India. That is an NGO that does free cleft lip surgeries for children across the country. I'm associated with Smile Train India for about 7 years now. We've done free surgeries for almost 10 million children across the country. We have large donors. We say we gift smiles to these children. And every year, once a year, we meet at one of the cities, Pune, Delhi, Bombay. Most of them are cleft people. I feel extremely normal, extremely happy when I am with such people around, and all of them have achieved something or the other in life. So when those people share their stories and I share my story with them in that stage, we become an inspiration to so many other cleft lip children around in this world. Very happily, I'm a flag bearer of being a cleft lip warrior today. I have teenage children who come to me for counseling because they're worried they have pimple. Yes? I'm like, excuse me, I lived with a cleft lip all my life. A pimple is not going to matter. But in that age, every single thing looks very, very big, isn't it? A little pimple, a little scar, falling hair. You understand? Lip color. There was a patient who came to me who said, all my friends have pink lips, ma'am. I only had dark lips. Can you tell me something what to do? I said, use lipstick. That's the only thing you can do. So to create an impression, I feel it is definitely not wrong to use makeup, to look nice, to feel better, because that is the first impression. Otherwise, you're going to have a little difficulty in creating that first impression. So with a little grooming, create that first impression, perform wherever you are, make good friends who see above all of this, live with humility, and that makes you much more progressive in your life, progress well in life beyond all that humiliation that life gave you, that the people around in this world give you. See, the world is full of different types of people, you know, good, bad, ugly. But that's how the world is. The world is not sweet to everyone. Yeah, but to be one of the first doctorates in educational psychology in India, to be trained in AIMS Delhi. Beyond all of this, when my parents are not educated, they didn't even understand what I was studying. Only when I finished my doctorate, when they came for my graduation ceremony in Rajasthan, they said, I think you've done something different, no? Something that not others have done, no? We're so proud of you. That's the maximum they understood. And I think I'm still thankful to them for giving me this life, because there were so many people, again, as I told you, told my mother, please kill this child will bring bad luck to the family. Today I'm married to one of the most industrious families in India, the JPR family. I'm married to the grandson of Mr. JPR, and my husband loves me for my cleft lip. So what else can I say about my life? Sometimes what you think is not good about you is very beautiful in the eyes of others. Yes? So please be thankful to this life. However your life is, you can still live it with full josh, full energy and full happiness. I thank KRM Public School for giving me this lovely opportunity, and I thank TEDx for this lovely stage. Thank you so much.
Her journey from humiliation to humility has come to a close.
Let us reflect on the transformative ideas we have heard today.
Fizza, shall we recharge our energy levels by taking a short break?
Yes, grab your grab your refreshments, mingle with your fellow rock stars, and be back sharp at 11 a.m. for more unforgettable moments.
The refreshments are available in front of the JJ block. Please, audience, here on the ground rooms. Please put your mobile phones in silent or switch off mode. Please do not walk in and out when the speakers are speaking. Please do not take pictures or record videos. Thank you.
Hope all our attendees will follow these ground rules throughout the event.
Now let's watch an interesting TEDx video.
Very good morning to all of you. Thank you, TEDx St. Teresa's College, for giving me this opportunity and honor of sharing my experiences with this fantastic Lena. And he said, oh wow, what a lovely name. What does it mean? And I went, I looked at my parents and they didn't seem to have an answer either. Oh, I can still feel the awkwardness and the confusion that question created in me at that age. When I came to know that the theme of this event is Elaine, the ray of light, I couldn't help think about the connection it has with my name, Lena. Most people I meet, almost all of them, ask me the meaning of my name since that day. And for the longest time, it was a source of embarrassment and confusion for me. And then I came into films and I struggled even more with this uncommon name. Uncommon in India, that is. And then at the age of 25, my dear friend, I call her Anita Auntie, gifted me a keychain with my name and the meaning of my name embedded on it. And lo and behold, I realized that Lena means light. What a relief it was for the next time an interviewer asked me the meaning of my name. Now you all must be wondering if my name Lena, meaning light, is significant enough to be part of a TEDx talk on the theme, Elaine, the ray of light. The point in the story I want you to remember is the awkwardness and the confusion one feels at not knowing something so personal as one's own name's meaning. That's all you need to remember really in that story. And I promise you, this will make more sense after what we're just about to do. But for what we're about to do, I need all of you to participate. I would love for it if you would shout out your answers when I ask a couple of questions. Do we have a deal? Wow. Oh, I love the energy of this room already. Okay. So my first question is, do you believe that you can be an enlightened being? A self-realized person? Wow. Everyone? Can those who do not believe raise their hands? Everyone here believes that you can be an enlightened person. Do you already have a way of doing that? Do you already know how you're going to do that? I think not. But it's just great that so many people in the room actually believe that it is possible. Because as far as I have found out, humanity's greatest self-limiting belief is the belief that self-realization is not for everyone. It is for some special few, for some very lucky souls, it's not for everyone, is what humanity predominantly believes. So what I would love to do today, and with the support of so many people who really believe like I do, that self-realization is our birthright. Let's shatter this self-limiting belief today, and in its place, empower ourselves with the ability to maximize and utilize our full potential. Yeah? Let's do this. Have you ever said, my body? My body? We all say it so many times a day. Have you said, my mind? So who is saying, my body, my mind? Who is claiming ownership of this body and mind? Answers? Me? More answers? I, me, myself. I am saying my body, my mind. So naturally the next question is, what am I? What is I? What is the meaning of the word I? Why do all of us call ourselves I? You have an answer. Now are you feeling a little uneasy, anxious, confused, like little Lena did when she didn't know the meaning to her name? And knowing the answer to this question, what am I, is so far more important than knowing the meaning to one's name, right? Would you like me to give you the answer to the question? The answer is so simple, it's going to seem ridiculous. And that's exactly why it stays in our blind spot. The answer is life. L-I-F-E. Omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, eternal and infinite life is what you are. One life, many bodies. One life, every one of us calls ourselves exactly that same I. If we all just together said I in one voice, it would still be that same one life. Do you want to try that out? At the count of 3, shall we all say I together? 1, 2, 3. I! Everyone, just say I loud enough. Let's get that energy inside our bodies bubbling, because we're going to go to the next question. Shall we say I once more? Can everyone say I? 1, 2, 3. I. See? We can say it in unison and it really means exactly the same thing. We are all one life in many forms. So the question, we've got the answer to the question, what am I? I am life. Easy and simple, don't take my word for it. Please do your own deductions after this. And this immediately leads us to the question, then who am I? And now that we have the answer to what am I, and we are all self-realized, like you all believe we can be, we are self-realized. So what is who am I is the next question. And the question who am I is a question of self-actualization. Self-realization and self-actualization are two aspects. Self-realization can happen in an instant, like someone can just tell you something and it can just click and the light turns on and we have realized. That's all it takes. But self-actualization does not happen in the mind as self-realization does. It happens in the body. Self-realization is knowing in your mind what I am. Self-actualization is being in your body who you specifically are, uniquely are. So what determines who you are? It is remembering that you are life itself, the one life that is in all bodies and minds, owns all bodies and minds, yet is a very specific expression here to have very specific experiences through that form. Keeping this in mind, every choice, every decision you make in life is going to determine who you show up as in the world. And that, how you show up in the world, is what determines who you are. And I think this is such great news to know what we are and then be able to decide who to be. It is empowering at the deepest core level. This realization for me really changed the way I created myself in every role I played, in real life and in real life. From the kind of student I am, to the kind of friend I am, to the woman I am, how I show up in the world, how I carry myself off, is we make choices and decisions every single moment of our life. And that is what life is, living is. So the only reason why I shared this with you is that I have spent almost all of this lifetime looking for the simplest answers to these basic questions of what am I and who am I. Most of us don't even think about this because it's like, okay, this is not important. But for me, this has been a preoccupation, and I think it has taken up all these years of my life in the mind instead of actualizing through the body as much. So the only reason I share this with you is out of the love for all of you, that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. If you spend some time and you find that this clicks in you, you can then use this information to start actualizing yourself. Knowing that you are all powerful, all resourceful life itself in a form with a given name. You just start making those choices that unleash your unlimited potential and live that life of fulfillment that you came here on earth to live. May you be Elaine, the ray of light that illuminates the path for all of life. Thank you.
That was an interesting video.
It's time to welcome the ardent speaker, Dr. Vasanta Gauri. She is an ophthalmologist and educationalist, a philanthropist who is keenly interested in welfare of children and women.
As an educationist, she has also acted as a resource specialist. She is a member in Women Economic Forum, Indian Medical Association, and All Indian Ophthalmological Society, also acting as a headquarters commissioner for Tamil Nadu Bharat Scouts and Guides, and holding the position of vice chair in All Ladies League, Chennai.
Recently, she has been felicitated by His Excellency Honorable Governor of Tamil Nadu, Sri R. N. Ravi Sir, for her work in Vision Health for school children on the occasion of Women's Day program Think Today, held at Raj Bhavan on 3rd March 2023. We welcome you, ma'am.
What was the first thing you did today morning as soon as you woke up? Did you stretch out your hand and did you reach for your mobile? Did you stop the alarm or did you check for the time? The mobile has become an integral part of our life. A survey by Economic Times says that about 61% of the respondents, they look into their mobile within 5 minutes of waking up. The mobile has brought our world into our hands. But what is the first sense organ or the sense organ which is affected most by the usage of mobile? It is our eyes. And do you know that 75% of the sensory stimuli or the world around us we perceive only through our eyes? So eyes are supposed to be the windows of the soul. They also express your thoughts, feelings and emotions. Then why is it that we don't take care of our eyes so much? Why is it that we take our vision for granted? For our physical body, we do a lot of physical exercise. For our mental wellness, we do meditation and yoga. But for vision care, what do we do? I am Dr. Vasanta Gauri, a practicing ophthalmologist with more than 2 decades of experience in the field of ophthalmology. I am also an educator and a working mom with a special interest towards taking care and helping and monitoring the vision health of children. We have conducted innumerable eye camps for the same goal. I am here today to present my TED talk on vision impairment, its impact and intervention. What does vision impairment mean? Any defective eyesight is called vision impairment. It can be mild, it can be moderate, or it can be severe visual loss. According to WHO, 2.2 billion people in the world have got some sort of a vision impairment. And of these, at least 1 billion people have a problem which is reversible. And the most common causes of vision impairment, it ranges from refractory errors, that is short-sightedness, far-sightedness, astigmatism, and among the others, cataracts and diabetic retinopathy. Throughout my career, I have had patients from different walks of life with different eye problems visiting me. Early into my practice, I had this little girl
who was 6 years old. She came to my practice along with her mother and her grandmother. The mother was complaining that, "Ma'am, my daughter is not able to see the board clearly. She just goes close to the TV and she squeezes her eyes and looks into the TV. How many times I ever tell her, she doesn't move back at all. It is as if she is glued to the TV." I pacified the mother and then I examined this little girl, and then I found out that she had a myopia of 6 diopters. So, in the screen you can see how a person with normal clear vision looks, and this is how a person with myopia, the vision is going to be. But this set me thinking. The children, they have, as their routine, they go to school, and from the school they go to coaching classes, and even in the house for entertainment, they watch TV or they see the mobile and they play games on it. Technology is here to stay. I have one question for parents. What was the last time, when was it that you took them to the park? When was the last time in the previous month you took them to the beach? So, are the children to be blamed for you making use of the gadgets? I think that we all have to share the blame together. This set me thinking, what can I do as an ophthalmologist? So me and my team, we decided to conduct eye screening camps in schools for growing children. I'm also an educationist and we run educational institutions in this part of India. So we started these screening camps in our schools and slowly we moved to other schools in the nearby areas. One thought-provoking fact that we found out that for every 100 students, we found that at least 18 to 22% of children, they had some sort of a vision problem or the other. On our part, we created awareness. We brought attention to this vision problem, and then we spoke to the teachers as well as the parents, and then we insisted that they take treatment for the same. So I'm humbled to say that I have reached out to more than 2 lakh school children in the past 2 decades. Not only the children, we see many young adults who are into the IT field. They are computer professionals. Most of them who enter my practice, they have their vision problems sorted out. But they have this vague symptoms of eye pain, redness, dry eye, burning sensation in the eye, grittiness, and whatnot. All this can be labeled under what is called as computer vision syndrome. I happened to visit my cousin in the UK. He is an investment banker. He was very proudly showing me his office cabin. He was working from home and he had a desktop in the center, a laptop on the side, and his personal device on the other side. Just imagine, he is working like that for 10 to 12 hours every day, 5 days a week, and 11 months a year. Have you thought about how his eyes would feel? So, does that mean that we should not use devices at all? Does that mean that we should not work in this IT sector? Technology is here to stay. It is up to us to make a judicious use of the technology. A sharp knife in the hands of a little child is dangerous, but the same knife in the hands of a skilled surgeon, it saves lives. Another matter of concern is the blue light. All the devices, they emit blue light. It is that part of the visible spectrum of the light which enters the eye directly on watching the devices. The blue light has got a very short frequency but a very high intensity. In this regard, I would like to bring the analogy of a camera with that of the human eye. A camera has got a lens which focuses the light from the object and it brings it on the screen. Similar is the case of a human eye. There is a crystalline lens and it brings the light together, and the screen is the light sensitive part which is in the behind of the eye, and that is called the retina. The more hours of exposure to the blue light, it damages the retina. especially more in children who are young and whose tissues are very sensitive. Though there are protection screens for the latest devices, still we have to be cautious of that. The other set of people whom I meet in my practice, they are the elders. The elders, they are nearing their retirement, they are almost 60 years old, and the natural aging process sets into their eyes. The most common conditions I have seen, they are cataract. What happens is the crystalline lens slowly starts to opacify, and then the vision becomes defective. Elders, they should give a lot of importance to their vision health, because to be self-sufficient, to be independent, their vision should be good. This is the time they would like to sit back and relax and see the little pleasures of life and enjoy their grandchild's first step, the children's marriage. So, even among the elderly age group, vision care is of utmost importance. Now, I have narrated a lot of vision problems which I've seen across the different ages. Does that mean that there is no solution at all for all this? For every dark cloud, there is a silver lining. And there are many intervention measures which, when taken care of, our vision health can be maintained. Early awareness is the key. If you have a problem, don't hesitate to seek professional help. The right guidance at the right time and the right treatment, it goes a long way in improving our vision health. I have some suggestions for you to maintain the vision health. As an ophthalmologist, based on the facts and figures, I strongly recommend the following suggestions. This is actually like a mnemonic. There is a jargon of numbers. I want you all to remember these numbers. That is 1, 2, and 10. This is the distance at which the devices should be handled. 1 foot for a cell phone or the mobile, and 2 feet for a desktop, and 10 feet is the distance between the TV and the child who is watching it. And there is something called the magical 20. The rule of 20, 20 and 20, it states that for every 20 minutes of screen time, you should take a 20-second break, and then you should look at something far away which is at 20 feet. Would you all like to repeat it with me? For every 20 minutes of screen time, you should take a 20-second break and look at something far away, which is 20 feet away. We have all heard about water breaks, especially in school. The teacher says to the child, they give them water breaks to have adequate hydration, to drink water. Similarly, in offices, we have coffee breaks and tea breaks. It is my suggestion to all the IT professionals to have eye breaks in between. And that is what the rule of 20, 20 and 20 is all about. So far, we have seen what is good for the vision health. But eyes are an integral part of the human body. So what has to be done for improving the general health? I have made a corollary to the above mnemonic. That is also 20, 20 and 20. So 20 minutes of physical exercise every day, 20 minutes of movement, along with 20 minutes of exposure to sunlight. You can be close to nature. Maybe it's a walk in a park. So nature breaks are also equally important. And 20 minutes of stillness or calmness of the mind. Now, there is another mnemonic. What was the first thing we told about? It is 1, 2 and 10. Can we reverse it? Then what is it? 10, 2 and 1. So, for adequate hydration, I want you all to take 10 glasses of water every day. It works out to maybe 1.5 to 2 liters of water per day. Maybe for children, a little less may be better. And 2 portions of healthy meal at the right time. There's no point having a meal at midnight and something next day afternoon. So evenly spaced healthy meals twice a day along with 1 portion of fruits and vegetables. That goes a long way in improving our health. Are you all ready for an activity? Can we all stretch out our hand like this? I want you all to stretch out your hand and look into your thumb. So, I want you to look at something very far away for 6 seconds and then bring the focus to your thumb for 6 seconds. Shall we start? Yes. Yeah. Look at something very far away for the count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Now you can focus at the tip of your thumb. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. This helps your eyes to relax. When you are looking at a far away object, your eyes relax. And this can be done about 10 times a day, if possible twice a day. And something to increase the focus of your eyes. Can we stretch out your hand again? Please look at the tip of your thumb and then slowly bring it towards your face. About 10 centimeters away. Yeah, and then you move back and then bring it close to your eyes. The same thing can be repeated and this improves the focusing power of the eye. So, I want a commitment from all of you. Are we all ready for that? Can we have a commitment to ourselves? Yes. I want you all to sit up straight and put your hands to the chest. Can you all repeat it with me? Yes. I commit to have a gadget-free hour for 1 hour soon after waking up. I also commit to have a gadget-free hour for 1 hour before going to bed. Can we all stick to this? Yes. All these suggestions, they go a long way in improving our vision health, our general health, the health of our family members, and also the health of the younger generation. Thank you.
Listen to your eyes took us on a journey of emotions.
We extend a heartfelt gratitude to the speaker who made it possible. In welcoming the most extraordinary, talented
Vijay TV Super Singer fame, Shana Mitra of Grade 6, who is about to set the stage with her astounding voice.
போராடும் போர்க்களமே ஒவ்வொரு விடியலுமே சொல்கிறதே இரவானால் பகலொன்று வந்திடுமே நம்பிக்கை என்பது வேண்டும் நம் வாழ்வில் லட்சியம் நிச்சயம் வெல்லும் ஒரு நாளில் மனமே ஓ மனமே நீ மாறிவிடு மலையோ இல்லை பனியோ நீ மோதிவிடு ஒவ்வொரு பூக்களுமே சொல்கிறதே வாழ்வென்றால் போராடும் போர்க்களமே உள்ளமென்றும் எப்போதும் உடைந்து போகக்கூடாது என்னை இந்த வாழ்க்கை என்ற எண்ணம் கூடாது. எந்த மனித நெஞ்சுக்குள் காயமில்லை சொல்லுங்கள். காலப்போக்கில் மாயமெல்லாம் மறைந்து போகும் மாயங்கள். ஒளி தாங்கும் கற்கள் தானே மண் மீது சிலையாகும். வலி தாங்கும் உள்ளம் தானே நிலையான சுகம் காணும். யாருக்கு போராட்டம் கண்ணில் என்ன நீரோட்டம். இனி கனவு கண்டால் அது தினமும் என்றால் ஒரு நாளில் நிஜமாகும். மனமே ஓ மனமே நீ மாறிவிடு. மலையோ இல்லை பனியோ நீ மோதிவிடு. ஒவ்வொரு பூக்களுமே சொல்கிறதே வாழ்வென்றால் போராடும் போர்க்களமே. ஒவ்வொரு விடியலுமே சொல்கிறதே இரவானால் பகலொன்று வந்திடுமே. அச்சமில்லை இனி அடிமை என்னும் இல்லை. நம் காலம் இங்கே கோடி போச்சு கண்ணீர் மிச்சமில்லையே. அச்சமில்லை இனி அடிமை என்னும் இல்லை. நம் காலம் இங்கே கோடி போச்சு கண்ணீர் மிச்சமில்லையே. காலம் மாறி போச்சு நம் கண்ணீர் மாறி போச்சு. நாளை நல்ல நாளை என்று நம்பிக்கை உண்டாச்சு. காலம் மாறி போச்சு நம் கண்ணீர் மாறி போச்சு. நாளை நல்ல நாளை என்று நம்பிக்கை உண்டாச்சு. அச்சம் இல்லை இனி அடிமை என்னும் இல்லை. நம் காலம் இங்கே கோடி போச்சு கண்ணீர் மிச்சமில்லையே. பட்டாம்பூச்சி சுற்றும் மனிதன் என்ன மட்டம். அடி இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் போனால் என்ன வானம் தலையை தட்டும். பட்டாம்பூச்சி சுற்றும் மனிதன் என்ன மட்டம். அடி இன்னும் கொஞ்சம் போனால் என்ன வானம் தலையை தட்டும். பாடி இளைய செல்லியே பாடி இளைய செல்லியே. நம் காலம் சொல்லும் நம்மை வாழச் சொல்லியே. அம்மா அழகு கண்ணம்மா அம்மா அழகு கண்ணம்மா. இது நம்ம பூமி என்னும் அழைத்து சொல்லம்மா. அச்சம் இல்லை இனி அடிமை என்னும் இல்லை. நம் காலம் இங்கே கோடி போச்சு கண்ணீர் மிச்சமில்லையே. அச்சம் இல்லை இனி அடிமை என்னும் இல்லை. நம் காலம் இங்கே கோடி போச்சு கண்ணீர் மிச்சமில்லையே. காலம் மாறி போச்சு நம் கண்ணீர் மாறி போச்சு. நாளை நல்ல நாளை என்று நம்பிக்கை உண்டாச்சு. காலம் மாறி போச்சு நம் கண்ணீர் மாறி போச்சு. நாளை நல்ல நாளை என்று நம்பிக்கை உண்டாச்சு. அச்சம் இல்லை இனி அடிமை என்னும் இல்லை. நம் காலம் இங்கே கோடி போச்சு கண்ணீர் மிச்சமில்லையே.
Her performance was exceptional.
Her sensational voice was captivating.
This performance needs an immense appreciation. It's time to appreciate our students for exhibiting their talents.
I kindly invite our executive producer, Ajatayu Manaswamy, to give away the certificates for our students. Please, sir. Anjana R. Akshaya Balaji. Suprita, V. Sanjana, K. Banushree, SM Sahana. S. Gopika. G. Shanumitra. Thank you, sir. Fizza, shall we go for a mini vacation?
Mini vacation? What's that, Maria?
It's lunch crunch time.
Small bites, big delights, that's what lunch is all about. Let's take a short break and be back sharp at 12:15 p.m. Welcome back, attendees. Hope you all had a delicious lunch.
A humble reminder on ground rules. Please put your mobile phones in silent mode or switch off mode. Please do not walk in and out when the speakers are talking. Please do not take any pictures or record videos. We feel elated in welcoming Deepesh Sai, a grade 11 student, to immerse us into the world of musical brilliance.
We have the composition of A.R. Rahman and Anirudh. Enjoy the performance. delight to our ears, isn't it, audience? Yes. So let's appreciate the dedication and skill that the student has brought to the stage. Can you all clap again? Thank you. Maria, shall we move on to the next performance?
Yes, Fiza.
A rhythmic spectacle is about to unfold.
We have a group of performers here to grace the stage with their performance.
Anna Brahmana Koti, Akhila Pariparana, Purana Jagatkarana, Satyadeva Deva Priya, Vedaveda Nasara, Yantiyatyomaya, Nishala Dushkaringa, Sankaloka Saurakshana, Soma Surya Ashmi Lojana, Sveta Shabhavana, Sulabani Pudaka Bhushana, Tripurana Sarana, Yomakesa Vasena, Panchamanta Swastana, Om Shivoham, Om Shivoham, Rudranamam Bhajeham, Bhajeham, Om Shivoham, Om Shivoham, Rudranamam Bhajeham, Bhajeham.
That was a fiery performance. Maria, the performance made every one of us energetic. Then why are you looking dull?
I'm reminded of an incident, Fiza.
What incident?
I purchased a book on meditation.
What did you learn from it?
But in all the pages, only 2 words were written.
What was that?
Inhale, exhale.
That's quite funny. Maria, I got a question for you. Do you know a 3-letter word?
3-letter word, fun.
Okay, let me check your mathematical skills. Do you remember the formula for area of triangle?
I don't know the formula of area of a triangle, but I know a speaker who has created a triangular formula for life.
It's time to welcome one of the most enthusiastic speaker, Ms. Sagaya Cheryl Rupa. She loves to be happy and makes others happy around her. A passionate learner as well as a passionate faculty.
She believes a woman is strong by herself and has the strength to uplift themselves.
Let's get inspired and exemplify the spirit of the day. We welcome you, ma'am.
It was a bright day. I ran home happily from school and I told my sisters that I got my highest score, 50 in mathematics. We laughed and had fun together. I got a knock on my head. Who was it? It was my mother. I thought that she had found that I got 50 out of 100. The truth was that she had come to remind me that we girls shouldn't laugh loudly. I had several restrictions from my childhood. And all these restrictions made me a questioner. And people around me told that I mustn't question. So I stood in front of my mirror and asked my questions. Why shouldn't I laugh loudly? Why shouldn't I whistle? Why should I eat limited food to maintain my body weight? Why shouldn't I question? What did the mirror reflect? I am Rupa from KRM Public School, India, here to give my TED talk. Life was easy and simple with hardworking parents and loving sisters. People around us gave several restrictions and criticisms. They said life was not going to be easy for 3 daughters. But my father never gave up. He always felt that we were his blessings. When people threw too many criticisms, I realized that I was high above them. To answer all my questions, I designed my own triangle. Why a triangle? I had 2 reasons. Number 1, triangles are said to be the strongest of all shapes. Why not relate a strong woman to a triangle? Reason 2, I had only 3 steps towards success, so the best shape that suited was my triangle. So the first part of my triangle says, accept failure. Failure is a word that is always considered to be an antonym for success. Even I was a little hesitant to place failure as the first part. But only when I normalize failure, I can bring it to the world. I remember the missile man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam's words. If you fail, never give up, because the word fail means first attempt in learning. Why not learn from failures? I had several failures. After my postpartum, I was in a dilemma to choose between profession and motherhood. It was my mother-in-law who motivated me to go ahead with my profession, who said women don't uplift another woman. I excelled in my profession and I was very happy. One evening when I left home, I saw my daughter calling my mother-in-law as mother. We mothers rant about our role as a mother, but none of us would be ready to substitute ourselves. I realized that I shouldn't give up my failure. I started to balance both work and profession. I made sure that every evening when I left home, I spent quality time with my daughter. I left the kitchen sink and laundry wait for me. Yes, I succeeded. My daughter comes around me calling mother all the time. Women are given several tags by the society. One of the famous tags is women are weaker sex. Once in my class, I asked few boys to arrange the benches and the work was done. 2 girls came to me and asked a question which was an eye-opener. They asked, "Ma'am, why didn't you call us? Do you think we are weak?" These questions made me realize that as a woman, even I have accepted the tags the society had given. Stephen Austin, an international expert on aging, had done a research for 2 decades and he says pretty much at every age, women survive better than men. Your physical health is dependent on your mental health. If women were physically strong to outlive men, who said that they are mentally weak? Should we still believe that women are weaker sex? From childhood, I was brought up as a tomboy. My mother loved to dress me up with trousers and pants, and I even felt comfortable. People around me started to comment, "She looks like a boy. She walks like a boy. She's brave like a boy." I enjoyed all these comments, and I was made to believe that bravery was a masculine trait. Imagine a girl who is afraid of syringes entering into an operation theatre for C-section. You are surrounded by strangers. You are given a spinal anesthesia. Only your body becomes numb, but you are well aware of what is happening to your body. They say incision is done through 7 layers of tissues. Knowing all this, you cannot lose your cool. If your blood temperature shoots high or low, you and your baby are in danger. After 2 days of isolation in the ICU, you'll have to stand erect with the 2 halves of the body stuck to each other. Do you still believe that women are not brave? Walls of labor ward will tell you stories of women and their bravery. Yes, we accept our failure, and what's next? We work towards them. So my triangle gives you the answer. Set timelines to work on your goals. While talking about timelines, we go back to our school days where we've drawn timelines in the subject history out of boredom. But my timeline is going to be different. While talking about timeline, I remember a story. There was a boy who was never punctual. His father wanted to teach him a lesson. So the father woke up early one day and he went for a walk. He saw a bird from the nest that flew and caught its worm. And as he was walking through the field, he saw a bag full of gold. He went around the villages and asked them whether it was theirs. No one agreed, and they told him to take the bag full of gold. He left home happily. He called the boy and narrated both the incidents. He told, "The bird which was early caught its worm. Since he was early, he got a bag full of gold." The boy's answer was very simple. "Papa, the worm woke earlier than the bird and it was dead. The man who woke earlier than you had lost a bag full of gold." Your timeline and my timeline are totally different. My mother at 25 was able to manage household and 3 kids. But at 25, I was still dependent on my mother even for a cup of tea. Most of the time, we women try to imitate great people. During lockdown, out of boredom, I was scrolling through YouTube and I saw several women posting videos of kitchen tour, house tour, fridge tour, and so on. I thought, why shouldn't I start my own YouTube channel and teach people to cook? So I ran to my husband and I asked a question. Usually, when you ask questions to your husbands, they don't give you answers. Instead, they ask a number of questions. So the first question that he asked was, "From where are you going to learn cooking from?" For the first time, he was right. To teach people to cook, I had to go to another YouTube channel and learn how to cook. That was not a piece of cake for me. At teens, I learned to sew clothes. I restarted it. I started to design clothes for me and my daughter. Yes, Firdaus Kanga, an Indian journalist who interviewed Stephen Hawking, asked an important question. What was the best advice that he would give for the differently abled people like him? Stephen Hawking's answer was that they should concentrate in what they are good at. Yes, let us concentrate in what we are good at. Most of the time, as women, We fall in traps of few of the feminist ideas, like why is it always pink for girls? Why should we give baby dolls to little ones to learn to nurture from their younger age? Whenever myself and my husband go for supermarkets, we play hide and seek. With who? With a shelf full of toys. We try our best to hide our daughter from those toys. But these supermarket people are very clever. They place these shelves just near the billing counter where you cannot skip. No matter how many choices are given, my daughter chooses a pink baby doll. Do you think I would stop her? No. All that I want my daughter to know is that she has the right to decide what she wants. Yes, let us not imitate others. Do any of you remember your New Year resolutions? Most of us decide something on the 1st of January and in the same evening we forget them. I got an interesting idea from the book Diary of a Wimpy Kid by Jeff Kinney, where the central character Greg, every night if he had to do something for the next day, from his bed he would throw a pillow towards the door. Next day, in the morning when he walks out of the door, by seeing the pillow, he would remember the work that has to be done. Why not set such reminders? I set reminders. At school, whenever I think of a work that has to be completed at home, I would draw a star in my hand. The best part is, it disappears before I reach home. But setting reminders also had worked. I always wanted to record my life events in a diary. And it did happen. I started to carry my diary in my bag and I was able to complete. Setting reminders work. To stay in your timeline, you need an energy booster. What is going to be your energy booster? Your motto. I have designed my own motto. No stop, no pause, only progress. I repeat, no pause, no stop, only progress. Design your own motto and work on it. I want you all to take a look at the picture displayed and I'll give you 10 seconds. I want you to find a triangle that is there in the image. It is right there. Why do you think we played this optical illusion game? This is my reminder to go back to my triangle. See, setting reminders actually work. Okay, we've accepted our failure, we've set timelines, reminders, motto. What's next? After completing each task, we ask for feedback. From where are you going to get your feedback? Shall we practice a tongue twister? Betty bought some butter. The butter was bitter. To make the bitter butter better, she bought some better butter. Okay, who makes Betty's bitter butter better? Hope you got your answers. So from where are you going to get your feedback? The only person who is never busy for you is you. Reflect on your own work. Appreciate yourself, pat yourself, gift yourself, criticize yourself. Because the only person who is going to learn from your mistake is you. Imagine your higher official at work conducts a workshop and you are bored. If he asks for a face-to-face feedback, what will your answer be? Do you still believe in the others for your feedback? Yes, I have my own feedback where I have a checklist in my mind. I have 3 questions. Question 1. Am I happy and satisfied for the completed task? Question 2. What have I learned from the completed task? Question 3 is very important. What's next? Remember my motto? No stop, no pause, only progress. Yes, my triangle transformed me from a questioner to an answerer. I realized that woman has to exercise her own inner strength, because no matter how many external forces are applied on you, if you are not determined to move forward, you are not going to achieve what you want. Women, wake up. Design your own shapes, your own motto, your own timeline. Work on them, you will achieve success. I got my answers from my triangle. I can laugh loudly. I can eat what I want, and I can question. Here's my line break. I was locked in a cage wanting to be free. I waited for a rescuer to come with a key. I wanted to fly high above the sky. Who would give me wings to fly? The mirror reflected me. Thank you.
Yes, audience. 3 steps of Rupa's triangle.
Accept failures. Set timeline. Reflect.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Can anyone try the tongue twister? Tongue twister? Yes, ma'am.
She bought butter, the butter was bitter, so she bought another butter to make the bitter butter better butter.
What is Rupa's motto for success?
No stop, no pause.
Yes, audience. 3 steps of Rupa's triangle.
Accept failures. Set timeline. Reflect.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. Can anyone try the tongue twister? Tongue twister? Yes, ma'am.
She bought butter, the butter was bitter, so she bought another butter to make the bitter butter better butter.
What is Rupa's motto for success?
No stop, no pause.
No stop, no pause, only progress. That's the right answer.
No, madam, not this group. This group is exempted. So for 10 times they have listened to it. Please go back.
Yes, thank you.
Right.